Welcome to News Insight. A lot of things happened at the House. A lot of bills being chunked out at the House of Representatives, and among them is a bill to stop people from the age of 60 years and above for contesting in the presidential election, and that it has passed its second reading yesterday, and that's what is on the front burner. Well, it actually knocks out all presidential candidates of the party, of all parties as it is now, or potential candidate that we can see, people like El-Rufai, people like Atiku Obi, including the sitting president. I wonder if this is going to pass to be a law. Philip.
Yeah, you know, the House, in their usual way, they try to play to the gallery. You know, the process of amending the Constitution is very cumbersome, and especially when you talk about the requirement for somebody to, contest for election. I haven't seen anywhere that age has become the problem of Nigeria. That is why those elected into offices are not performing. You know, the man Ugoshi who moved that motion is known for his rascality. I think they're just being rascal, like you said. The bill had to pass through the House of Reps, third reading committee stage, and all of that, and also had to get a concurrent process from the Senate. And after all of that, then the president will have to assent to the bill. But what he was saying that, look, the time has come that session, is this session 155 or 177? I'm not too sure now. Yeah. Being amended to say that people who are contesting for the office of the president and the governor shouldn't be more than 60. That whatsoever, at the time they are contesting the election, they should be 60 years. Now, if you look at it, the president, for instance, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, who is also affected by the reason of the bill, is already the president. So you cannot say that the bill catch up with him. I think, to my mind, I think part of his rascality, is to ensure that people like Obi, whose profile is rising, is stopped from contesting in 2027. Because you cannot say this is actually targeted at Tinubu or Atiku, because these people, they are already gone. Tinubu is in office. He has automatic ticket to rerun if by his party.
No, because if the bill doesn't pass, if they don't assent to the bill in this legislative season, the bill starts from. In fact, it has to be
Yeah, even like you are saying, if at all the bill passed through the House, and all the process are done, if the president refuses to assent to it, then it's not a law yet. So, yes, if we say it's targeted Peter Obi, we might be right, we might be wrong, because, like was just said, it's just a mere bill in the House. It has not become a law. That's why I said it's just, the rascality of the House.
Before I come to Eli, there are a lot of bills that have been before the House. I mean, multiple of them. In fact, some was even rescinded on as at yesterday. Now, the bills, why are they being chunked out in like over 60 bills, or if I'm correct?
I made a statement that the House of Reps, because they have misbehaved, especially as regard the emergency rule in Rivers State, wherein they use voice vote to show that they had two-third majority instead of a head count. So what they are trying to do is to take, is to play to the gallery that, we are doing so much. They came out to say, they are removing immunity from the vice president, the governor, the deputy governor. Other 48 hours, they came back, they rescinded on it. For me, they are not doing anything. Like, Fayemi said, they are acting drama. They are entertaining the Nigerians on social media. Because you and I know that those bills, they will not see the light of the day. They will not ever become law. Yes. Because the process of those bills going through
into law is a cumbersome.
So, and this is almost the life of the House is almost gone. You are bringing this bill out now.
Even that these bills were submitted
the first week or second week of their result, which have assumed that they are serious-minded people. They want to do something serious, but not when you are coming at the middle of first half. After you want to shift the goalposts.
Honorable Eli, do you feel in any sense that the bill is targeted at Obi?
The House of Representatives have not really given me particularly any reason to think they are targeting Obi. But you see, it's a known fact that the party in power, the APC, is doing everything humanly possible to see they retain power come 2027. And you know also that with the level of the haste they rushed in approving the state of emergency in Rivers State, you will understand that the executive, indirectly or directly, is really controlling
the
house. And so, if, like he rightly just mentioned, they see that there is nothing they will hold on to, certain personalities not to contest the next election. And if the formation of this coalition that is really coming up very high could be a threat, and if eventually some of the key actors will eventually step down and allow people that will be accepted to go as the candidates, they may want to do anything they can, all right, to disorganize any potential threat to their interest. So it won't be a surprising thing if the House, some members of the House may be ignorant of whatever plans or whatever I think they are acting at the moment. It's not everybody that is in the House that really know why he is there. We've had some of them those days. When that guy from Edo State will speak English, they say, I kwankwa. You don't even know what the man is saying, you kwankwa. It was just a natural thing, mostly the Northerners. So I won't be surprised if it's like a deliberate, okay, fine. The thing is this, your opponent is studying the game. When they feel that you are gaining momentum, so much momentum, and you are becoming a threat, they look for any way, any means, all right, to see if they can stop you. That's why in the game of football, a striker that is a serious threat, what's the next target? Is to injure him and take him out. So if you say so, I won't be surprised, because our House of Reps and the Senate are not for the interest of Nigeria. We have a lot of things that are supposed to stand firm and defend. Instead, they keep bringing bill. Can you imagine a bill brought, 48 hours is gone. Now, INEC said, in Kogi State, the petition was not proper. In less than 24 hours, it's accepted. So everything under Nigeria system is possible. Maybe Obi is their target.
All right. We will take our time, in this short time, to try and discuss other things that are coming up in both the Senate. Yeah. Now, at the Senate level, there was a move that by Senator Abaribe, that the former neck
should be named after
should be immortalized. Yes, and a lot of people, including Adam Soshomole, came up with vehement resistance. They proposed by yesterday. It was not still heard, and the stage they walked out. I mean, do you think they are fighting a just cause?
I've always said it that look, I think Fawemi was very, very correct. What is on the burner now is the emergency relief, whether rightly or wrong. Mm-hmm. And the Senate the National Assembly generally has come under the searchlight of Nigerians. So they needed to do something to
distract people.
Exactly. So, like he said, most people don't know what is happening in the House. Some of them are paid to do what they are doing, just to distract and take away the minds of Nigeria from what they are actually doing to harm the Nigerian citizenry. For instance, what benefit if the INEC headquarters is named after Professor Wosu or is not named after Professor Wosu? Why is the Southern senator it become their problem? Is that how will that solve their problem in the Southeast? How will that bring peace and security to the Southeast? And what is Oshomole's growth if the INEC headquarters is named after Professor Wosu? He claimed to be an activist who fight for the people's right. We have seen his antecedent. Is this by fighting for people's right, by putting, Kwebolo as the governor of Edo State, the man who could not read his own budget that he prepared? Is that how you protect the people's interests?
So are you trying to say that he has left the comradeship and entered into mainstream
Very
politics?
well, my dear. That was what has happened. It's not the Oshombole we used to know when he was a president of the Nigerian Labour Congress. In fact, you and I are surprised that somebody has somersaulted the way it is. Is it that money changes people? I think money should have a better people's mind and people reasoning that now that I have money, I can do more for my people. When you don't have anything, you were doing so much for the people. Suddenly, when you have money and position, you put the people aside, the people become shit. You remember what he did in Edo State to that market woman? Even though he went back to apologize. Have you forgotten? So it's a terrible thing we're having. Like he said, I would rather agree with him that it is also possible. It's a game plan of the ruling party to actually, like use the football pitch as to injure the striker of the opposition, so that the opposition will be weak for them to sail in.
Okay. Ugo Chinyere is a PDP member from Imo State.
Yeah, Ideato.
And Imo State is under the rulership of
APC.
An APC governor. And we know Ugo Chinyere was not present during the election in Ideato.
That was when they killed his uncle and burnt his house now.
Okay. So do you think that he will dance to the whims and caprices of the ruling party?
I know him to a little extent, even one-on-one to a little extent, even when he's still the CUPP president. The young man is one of the politicians I think I know in this country today that knows what he wants, and he's focused. I do not see if APC can bend him or buy him, they would have done that long ago. It's because they couldn't do that he was fought.
So we cannot say that
he's
been a distractor
in the hands of
APC.
Maybe on personal ground. Remember, it's not everybody that must fight for party or work for party. On personal ground, he might have his personal grudges or interest, all right? But thinking that he's being used by APC, there are two strong forces on different opposite sides that may not really come together.
Okay. Now, other bills that came up in the House was the bill to create more states, and some of them are passed accordingly. 6 states are being proposed for creation, and in the in the southeast, particularly, they said that there's no balance. They have 5 states. Other regions have 6 states, and if they want to vote, they have more House of Rep members, they have some more Senate members, that they need one more state. Do you think state creation is the problem we're facing in Nigeria?
My brother, we're on the same page. I don't think state creation or creating more state that will solve our problem. You and I know that the problem of this country is leadership. We can even refer to the whole Nigeria as a one state. If we have good leadership, we will live a better life. But if we create 70 states out of what we have now, and we don't have good leadership, it still be the same problem. As today, some states cannot fend for themselves. So why are you creating more states? Yes, Ugo Chinyere is known to him, he's an upright young man, all of that. But let me tell you, when your opponent want to use you, they might use you without you knowing. The idea of bringing this age limit and all that could be sold to him without him knowing that he's a man or he's an outspoken person, using him. Some person will just...
Because there are other bills too he proposed to the House, for example.
Creation of local government in Idato and all of that.
Then creation, upgrading Albani Koku, College of Education to university status.
So all these things, like I said before, why now? Your stay in the house.
There was the first year, the second year is running out.
And this is we are April in a few days. Yeah. And by May 29, you are already, say June
2
3rd,
years.
You are there 2 years. You are bringing a bill and you are about to go for a recess. That will take about 4 to 8 weeks. I can't remember precisely. By the time you come back, the year is something, and you are entering your 3rd year in the office. And you know the process of this is constitutional amendment. All the bill he raised, they has to do with the constitution.
Yes.
And if you are dealing with the constitution, it is amended. You have to, after you have passed all those, you have to go through the 36 Houses of Assembly before he can become. He can even send it to the president for assent.
Public hearings
and all of that. So why starting what you cannot finish? It's playing to the gallery. I've said it, but it's just it's legislative rascality. It doesn't go to achieve anything.
All right, so we see a lot of things coming up in the Assembly, the Senate, both the House of Representatives and the chambers of the Senate. That are they trying to distract Nigerians? Are they trying to do their normal duties of legislative assembly? Well, we'll still be looking at them and see how they go. But we know that there are a lot of these bills, and the way they were even chunked out, so many. I don't think it was the right. I don't think it is the right thing to do. Try to tell us about Professor Wosu and all that. I don't think those are the real things we need right now in Nigeria. Economic issues are there. I mean, they are prevalent in our society.
Sorry, what we are even talking about. How did you people arrive at the third majority to ratify?
And nobody's going.
Nobody's talking about it. How did you count voice vote? No. So and so you are recalling Natasha. The INEC came to say, "Oh, you didn't meet the requirement." The next day, the INEC has written to Natasha.
Just the next day.
So I said it here. I said, "You said INEC." I said, "Well,
I still think it should still be open." They've told Natasha, all they write through to Natasha is that there's a receipt of a recall process.
Yes.
They have already put out a recall, the procedure for recall process. Do you understand?
Yes.
Does the recall process submission meets the standard and way it? We don't quite know yet.
I agree with you, but the thing is this: you are head. You are the studio manager here.
Yes.
If somebody brought an application to you for or whatsoever that doesn't meet requirement, would you have to? You just trash it.
You trash it
because it doesn't meet requirements.
You don't have to make sure. You don't have to send it back
and still you want to revisit it.
So you see, Nigeria is
okay. So we'll stop it at that. My guy said it's a confused state in a way. We'll be right back on News Inside.